Alright, as you can see, I got my haircut. And today we're making bread. But before we make the bread, I just want to do a quick unboxing of my brand new kitchen scale. So if you guys have a look over here, it's unboxed. Cool, so at the moment everyone's on the sourdough kick and everyone's like sourdough this, sourdough that, sourdough hit me with a wiffle ball bat. But not everybody has the time or the energy to make sourdough bread. So I'm going to do a quick recipe. When I say quick, it takes about 5 hours, but it's not 5 hours continuous. You're going to do 5 minutes of work, 55 minutes of nothing. 5 minutes of something, 55 minutes of nothing. 5 minutes of something, 55 minutes of nothing. 5 minutes of something plus a little bit, put it in the oven and then wait 45 minutes. So there, about 5 hours of thing. And it only has 4 ingredients, quite literally salt, flour, yeast and water. It is super simple, it doesn't take a lot of kneading, it is easy. So let's get into it. So let us put a bowl on our brand new unboxed scale, switch it on to 0, open our flour. I am going to be using normal cake flour because it makes nice soft bread, but this is stone ground, no additives or preservatives, traditional unbleached stone ground. Alright, 1 kg of flour. Right, so we've got 2 worlds and our tar is back on 0. It is on grams, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So, very carefully put 20 grams of salt. Alright, salt, 20 grams. Next, we're going to use, with our second bowl, we're going to put 7 grams of yeast. Now this is important, we're going to use 700 grams of water because, you know, water varies in different parts of the world, in weights, in different atmospheric, you know, never mind, 700 grams of water. All the water goes into this flour, grab a spoon, and we're just going to mix. And we're going to mix until all the flour is incorporated. Alright, and 1 hour of vigorous housework later, we are back at the bread. And as you can see, it's risen somewhat. Cool. So now what we're going to do is we've got to stretch it out, fold it over and stretch it out again. So this part's going to make a lot of people cringe, but I'm going to take some olive oil and put a touch of it, and a little bit on my hands too. And this is just going to allow us to basically spread the dough out a touch. And so that doesn't stick to the counter and create more of a mess to clean. Right, let's get the dough on the counter on our freshly olive oiled surface. Alright, and there it is. So, we're going to do this 3 times in the process. Flatten it out, stretch it out. You can see it's still a bit lumpy, it's got a lot of air bubbles in, it's risen. So, fold 1, fold 2, grab the edge, shake and stretch, fold. Shake and stretch, fold. Shake and stretch, fold. And you're just going to carry on doing that until we got this big croissant looking ball. Now I want you to have a look at the bottom of my hands when I do this, alright? I'm taking it, letting it fall, rolling it over. Rolling it over, pushing the bottom in underneath it to form a nice round ball. At this stage, you're probably going to get a bit of bubbles increasing. That's not a big issue, but we're literally just rolling it over to form a dough blob. And the dough blob, we put it straight back into the bowl, and we're going to leave it alone for 1 hour. Bread stretch number 2, ready for hour number 3. Have a look at that and you can see how much it has risen. Cool. Once again, a little bit of oil on the counter, and we're going to do exactly the same thing again as what we did on the first stretch. As you can see now, the bread is a lot more malleable and open to a bit more stretching. you can see that the glutens have relaxed quite a lot. Putting the dough underneath to get it nice and round on the top. Back in the bowl for another hour. Alright, so we have done proof for hour number 3. You can see the bread is doubled in size, it is nice. We are now going to divide, stretch and form our loaves. Felt like a Harry Potter movie. Splash of oil on the counter, get it on your hands. Divide the dough roughly into half. And I'm just going to work on one half at a time. That is another loaf. Here's our baking tray. Lightly dusted with flour. Put your loaves on top. Cover with cloth and leave it for 1 hour. Rightio, after 4 hours of proofing, and this is what the breads look like.
Wow.
They look like I should have used a bigger tray. So, as these guys bake, they are going to expand a bit further. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to score the dough itself, so when it expands outward in the way that I want it to, rather than just like falling all over the place. It's going to give each bread 3 lines across the top. Just like that. And then put them into the oven, which I have preheated at 225 degrees Celsius. Oh, look at this thing, it's so pretty. And they go. And here they go. It's time. And we are now going to open our lovely oven, grip our beautifully baked breads, and shape them onto our cooling rack. Steam hot breads. Now all that's left to do is to cut a slice of this off. Ta-da! Whack some butter on. Not margarine, please, not margarine. Yeah. Butter is best. Butter is still best. Butter needs to stay on. Ooh yeah. Amazing fresh bread that you don't have to like look after a toddler of a starter with. It's not quite a sourdough, but it is low GI, it is fresh, it's made with 4 ingredients. Super easy to make, all it requires is a bit of time in an oven and 4 ingredients. So, that's it from me. Play with your food and make bread. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and remember, as always, play with your food.